Belly dancing is about a lot of core work and muscle isolation. So for this first beginner part, you're going to start with your feet about shoulder width apart and hold your arms out. This will allow you to watch and pay attention to your shoulders. If your hands are wobbling, that means your shoulders are wobbling. So you're going to just start and you're going to slide your hips side to side. Notice my head and my shoulders aren't moving. My hips are just going side to side. Once you have this down, you're going to start making hip circles. Again, my shoulders and my head aren't moving. Now I'm going to back up so you can see my knees. My weight is on my heels with this, and I'm keeping my knees straight as I'm doing these hip circles. A lot of people will bend their knees to get their hips to go side to side, but when you bend your knees, it's really hard to keep your head and shoulders steady. Instead, you want this to be a nice, good stretch. So you're just doing circles and side to side. When you get this down, start bringing your feet together. You want to eventually be able to do this where your feet are together and you're doing side to side and circles. Feet together is more difficult. Feet shoulder width apart is easier. Side to side, keeping your shoulders and head balanced. Once you have your side to side and your circles, the next part is a figure eight. So you're going to stand. My left hip is going to come forward. It's going to push back. When my left hip pushes back, my right hip is forward. And now I'm going to take my right hip and do a circle here. So I'm making figure eights with my hips. I'm over-exaggerating this so you can see how the hips are moving, but it's figure eights here. Now the idea, once you get that motion down, come back to your base stance with your shoulders in the air, and you want to do those figure eights without moving your shoulders or your head. With this one, you can bend your knees a little bit, but you want to try and keep your legs and everything as straight as possible. So again, so you can see the hips up close. Figure eights is my left hip, forward, back. Now my right hip is forward, back. So I'm doing figure eights. Notice my shoulders and my head aren't moving with my figure eights.